Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are, and welcome back, everyone, to the Verizon VALORANT Game Changers North America Series 2 Grand Final, where we just wrapped up map number 1 on Lotus. And it is not Shopify Rebellion with the 1 map lead. In this case, it is FlyQuest Red, who take down Shopify Rebellion 13-5 in resounding fashion, Mimi.
That is a statement win to come out the gate with for FlyQuest. When you're playing in a BO5 coming from the lowers, your 2 best maps are going to be gone, and your opponent is going to pick first round a map they think they can guarantee win. That's what Shopify did, but FlyQuest came out and shocked here on Lotus. I think their attacking side was incredible. The calling from Thea, constantly finding that weak side, bullying Noya as the solo cipher, and building this massive lead that they converted in the second.
Yeah, in the first half, I mean, the first 2 rounds go Shopify's way because Sarah pops off, but then 4 in a row, it requires them a thrifty, and they're just not able to get anything going in that first half. I mean, nothing at all. I want to take a look at a couple of the rounds from that first half, because I think you actually see kind of on the scoreboard the same type of thing, but also just a strategic misplace around for Shopify. Like here, they continuously went for this type of B main pressure with the breach fault line, floor with her ult, and it does get value. It did get value early on in the half until Fly really understood how to deal with it. But in this 3v3 situation, Noya commits herself deep into the site, and I think these sort of decisions were big problems when FlyQuest was shooting as well as they were. Against other teams, that might work out where you can actually clap back, but in this situation, it's not working at all from Shopify.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing them take these fights that normally they have the individual skill to win, but here, great fundamentals from Fly, and this one, I think, is around where you really credit Thea, again, making the call to go for this fast A play, instantly finding that weaker site. They get the punish, and you see the entirety of Shopify is going to try and fast rotate. They use that stun to try and stall this hit out, but immediately, she's calling this pivot back over towards B. That Killjoy had been lurking up the whole time, and the second they get this space, they're going to knock down that Viper's ultimate, which is going to make it really hard for anyone to retake from heaven, especially when you're playing with that breach. Those flashes are actually not super good to fight back into a pit. So all of Shopify is going to flood from one angle, and FlyQuest just have some really nice crossfires. Starbound picks the perfect timing to swing out of this smoke and join into the fight. Just great team synergy and really fast proactive calling as well to stay ahead in that half.
We've talked a lot about huge names on the server. Of course, Mel the IGL. We've talked about Fluorescent. We talked about Dodo Nut Thea, but a huge shout outs to Lace, who absolutely popped off on this first map, Bala.
Yeah, she was insane. I mean, towards the end of that game, like, unreal confidence, too. Just fighting against ecos where she shouldn't be, but still end up getting value in so many situations. But yeah, I mean, she put up 4 numbers for this 1 map, and I think you're really going to have this continue from Lace if you want to. I mean, maybe 3-0 here. That's actually on the cards with the way that she's playing, but she has to continue playing that way.
Absolutely. The thing is that when you see a series like this, where Shopify is playing another top teams and things are close and both teams are having some rounds where they're making some solid calls, it's almost always that the difference maker is someone like Floor, someone like Sarah stepping up. That's how I thought this game was going to go. Sarah got 9 kills in the first 2 rounds, but this FlyQuest squad completely turned that around. It was a great game from Lace, who has honestly been excellent this entire tournament, a super underrated part of this FlyQuest team, whether it's her initiator, utility, or just putting up games like that on Viper. She's so impactful and set them up in a great position for the rest of this BO5.
Indeed, that map number 1, Lotus, was the map pick from the side of Shopify Rebellion. And now as we head into map number 2, it will be on Ascent. And this is the map pick coming in from FlyQuest Red. The last time we actually saw these two play on Ascent was during the closed qualifier grand finals, where back then, Bala, Shopify Rebellion did defeat FlyQuest Red 13-8, but keep in mind, they did have that stand-in with Kara taking the place of Lace, and we saw the impact that Lace has on the server on map number 1.
Yeah, and I think the pick of Ascent here, they haven't really played it at all. You're referencing the close qualifier. We also saw it from them against Teddy Tactics, but that was super early on in the tournament. In some cases, not even in the same type of form for FlyQuest. The thing is that with the Shopify coming from the upper bracket, this map pick is not their best map. With that being said, they have a great chance here because Shopify and what they saw yesterday or 2 days ago against Passion Project, a lot of footage, they went the distance, and you saw a weakness from Shopify on that attack side that FlyQuest is going to have to try to take advantage of. But it all starts in this first half. And if they can have a good first half, that could snowball for Shopify in terms of a mental defeat here in the first 2 maps of this grand finals. That will be really hard to recover from.
When Shopify managed to get that win over Passion Project, and for so many of those wins, it's almost always starting with snowball rounds. Shopify wins a lot of pistols, and if you let them get a good start here, win that pistol, get good damage on the bonus, and funnel alt orbs into floor, get her money for an operator early, there's a real risk that Shopify can reverse this, get back under their feet with their star on her best agent on one of her best maps. But if FlyQuest can show us the same stuff they did on Lotus, great fundamental mid-rounding on the attacking side, players stepping up to win these late rounds that Shopify normally manages to steal, winning this map actually sets them up to win this grand finals.
Indeed, right now, FlyQuest Red are up 1-0 in this grand finals. Can Shopify Rebellion come back to tie up the series 1-1? Let's head over to our casters, Doug and Baby Bay.
Thank you so much, Sue. Yeah, I think that's a big question on everyone's mind, and I think when you consider what FlyQuest just did on Lotus Dre, I'm really curious, particularly on the calling side of things, because they has been such a pivotal part of the conversation, really this entire run. Are you expecting any sort of adjustments as far as calling style goes?
Oh, for sure. I mean, especially the last time these two teams met on this map specifically. Yeah, I mean, there was a sub, but whatever, man. We're gonna get past that. They were on the receiving end of what was a whooping. You know, let's just be honest. And that gives you the opportunity to just grind in the lab, figure out a game plan of what can work. And they kind of, like the Death said, they kind of have a blueprint already from Passion Project, right? So it's kind of hard to do a turnaround on the side of Shopify. I mean, maybe it was, I kind of do feel like it was a little bit of an off day for them on this map specifically. But nevertheless, if FlyQuest do end up having a strong start here because of prep work, which it already looks like they're going to have a free A site, I mean, this could be really good for FlyQuest going into this second map, their map pick.
Sarah did a decent job at chipping away some of the members that were trying to funnel out onto the site, but it's just so tough to find much more when you're staring at the overwhelming aggression that's coming up from FlyQuest right now. 4 is going to fall already. This paranoia is so good, though, but Shopify not able to find really enough space behind it. Now Mel on the swing will fall. 3 on the round for DodoNut. Starbound gets the last. Another dominant round from FlyQuest. Lotus, Ascent, the tail's the same.
I thought we were going to see something different, but still in these post-plant scenarios, the aggression. I mean, bomb's not even down yet, and we're already pushing up, getting picks left and right, but there's utility to follow it up. That's the beautiful part about it all, is that FlyQuest are setting up these proactive fights as the bomb is going down in the post-plant to get kills with utility, and then they're all out. They all bounce instantly after that first kill. That is so impressive to have that type of synergy and cohesion as a unit.
This time the aggression seems to be directed towards B.
Stack.
Look at how up DodoNut is. The judge at that distance will not be enough, though. Can the other weaponry around DodoNut's fall be enough? Uh-oh, that's not good. That wasn't supposed to go that way. Mel with 3 on the round. The Ghost looking so good here. But Thea's on the trade. They've gotten the spike. They're going to rotate back towards A, and it's going to be through spawn.
Starbound does have a Vandal, though, and that Stinger could be so deadly against no armor. You can basically just shred any type of opposition down. But the upgrades from the side of SR right now, you have a Judge, you got Fluorescent on the Sheriff, Mel is on a Guardian. And they're kind of spread right now. Could end up working against them. I feel like FlyQuest, they have a pretty good idea that this retake might be happening from A main. As I say that, there's a chance that Thea might get caught in transition.
Swapping of weaponry. Floor now has the Guardian.
This turret needs to be broken early on. There it is. But Noya is just going to lock down this entire cat area. I mean, Starbound.
Careful. You're the only one with a Vandal. That's a Judge on the other side. That thing hurts, but Starbound hurts more. 35 HP, though. far from what's needed.
What?
Very nicely done by Starbound, and Thea gets the last. That got real messy. That got real ugly, but FlyQuest stand on top again.
Yeah, fast pace into the anti-eco round, and I feel like 9 times out of 10 when you do something off the rip like that, you tend to get punished. I mean, if you do run into a stack like that, I mean, this could have gone sideways for sure. But so far in these 2v3 scenarios, just like last map, FlyQuest are coming out on top every single time. It just feels like SR, they're trying to play it properly. They're trying to group up, but they're missing their window of opportunity to pick off any type of opposition of FlyQuest. Like they're trying to catch them off when they're backing up or anything.
Floor really needs to get something going here.
I think Dodonut may have spotted an arm on the unpeak of Floor. That's why Dodonut's so primed on that close angle. Doesn't matter because that headshot is so beautiful.
That was Pen as well.
Yeah.
Very nicely done. Well, yeah, spotted Starbound there. Thought maybe on the first pass. Could have gone undetected. But now FlyQuest with an opportunity to slow the round down a little bit. And this is where we get to see Thea at her best, to be honest. When the mid-rounding comes into play, when things slow down, what's the call?
Yeah, and so far it's only going to be Floor here to support the B anchors of Sarah and Noya. And that dagger connects on both players. So no KO flashes will be abroad. That Omen flash is so well timed, but Noya with the spam.
One enemy remaining.
In the face of the paranoia, and Sarah getting in on it from backside. 3 on the round. Shopify are on the board, and Floor's going to upgrade the weapon. Puts down the Outlaw and has a Vandal in hand.
Hey, forget flashes when you could just do that. Noya,
Yeah.
full spray and pray. The paranoia comes through. Sarah backside with the Odin to support. That was a really nice shot from Floor. My goodness, that is so crazy.
One enemy remaining.
So impressive. So good work from both anchors.
Nice. A little check-in with the Shopify watch party.
Yeah, there's a lot of people
Toronto,
there.
I believe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a lot of people in the 6.
Shout out to Lena and that other guy who used to be a caster. I don't really know what he's doing now, but I hope he's doing well. Full buy on both sides. A judge in the hands of Sonder. The drone towards A already gets cleared out instantly.
Very early drone. No utility right now. Or Lace. You imagine the re-hit will come through on that second dart, that second layer. That's why you see a little reset to the round. But Alexis, she might get her dagger up in time to kind of delay this. That's why you see the members from FlyQuest backing out of that main and just depositing the lurk of Dodonut. And right now, I think they are. They're waiting for that dagger. Look at that. So beautifully red from the side of FlyQuest. And the rotations, they may have heard Floor moving as well. This is such a good hit, such a good call, and it's coming through in full effect.
Donut already so far out up on side. Alexis with the right-click flash will find a little bit of space. Enough to stay alive, but you're only delaying the inevitable. At the hands of Lace, Alexis falls. The tap of the spike, just a threat, just a dare. Through all of that, they somehow find themselves in 3s up. Starbound on the swing. Noya wins that fight out. Now Donut committing to the spike. Lace stuck on the other side of the smoke. No real way for Donut to join the fray. That's a filthy shot. 3. Not able to get any more. All eyes on Donut. A 1v2 to clutch the round out. Waiting for the challenge. The first drops. And Sarah wins that duel out. A ridiculous response from Shopify, given how well FlyQuest read that entire round.
Yeah, they kind of got away with murder in that round, but I think the main deciding factor was that door was not closed, or maybe Shopify broke it earlier on. I didn't quite catch that. So that door not being broken allowed from the spam of Mel from that garden, that tree area, and just converting kills. Alexis in that back site. It was actually a really nice setup from Shopify. Despise of the situation that they were put in. I mean, that was a beautiful round from FlyQuest from start to finish. Well, I guess not the finish, but from start to the mid round, because it was just, I mean, it just looks so nice. They dodged the knife. They were aware of everything. Sometimes it just doesn't go your way on a map like this. This is why attack side ascent can be so damning for teams.
Just have to find a way to really scrape together as many rounds as you can.
Yeah, you do everything right and you still don't win.
Yeah, know that any win that you get is a blessing in a lot of ways.
Ace is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, but how do you get through this spam? It's that 1-2 punch of Sarah with the spam and the Odin, and then Noya holding the other line. And there's nowhere to go.
Yeah. It's a good timing swing from Noya as well, like right off of that spam and that dart that we witnessed. All because that turret was up the entire time. That turret did not get broken earlier on in the round. No Sova ult will be gained for the side of Lace. Too worried about that spam coming through.
Mm-hmm.
But
wisely, so.
Yeah. But it is a free A site. But Mel should be able to clean up both of these kills if played right.
And there's no way that they're expecting Mel here, are they? Oh, they were. They were, but it still wasn't enough. So Mel gets to Shopify very comfortably on their way to the third round and a lead. Nicely done. All things considered, very nicely done. They're going to carry the Odin. They have a couple of ults going into the next. Shopify have set themselves up very well.
Yeah, the only player dropping there was Floor, who had a Marshall into that round. That allows the investment of this operator. See the replay of that spam into the wide swing of Noya. And then Mel just taking all that space as well. So smart. So just like that, we're on our, third gun round of the map. FlyQuest have another opportunity to break through the defense of Shopify, who have 3 in a row, and Ultimates online.
Oh, a little shark setup, a flash in the dart towards tiles, but FlyQuest are already out on site. And it's just Noya who's back here. There's no judges time. Mel's gonna get dropped. Noya finds the target. Sarah with 2 massive kills with the ult. Again, everything going the way of Shopify.
Yeah, FlyQuest trying to do a change of pace, but the setup from Shopify, that Hunter's Fury, all the way from Cat Garden area, it just seems so easy to hit those ultimates from there. It's just, if anybody's going lane, they all get tagged up. It's so rough, and Noya just tucking back sight there. Just freelo. Yeah, it wasn't pretty on the spray, but getting the kill nevertheless. And a really fast conversion for Shopify. Just like that, we're 4-2, a timeout in response for FlyQuest. Trying to slow things down here, trying to figure out what can work. I mean, they have a lot of ults of their own online right now. Hunter's Fury, Knives, Omen ult. You're coming up on almost every single ult. The question is do they try to invest them into this round, or do they wait till the actual gun round?
Yeah, man, I would think they pop Dodonuts ult.
Sure.
And then maybe a sheriff or 2, but other than that, I think they have full eyes as far as these ults go, focused into the next. Given that Saunders' ult is about to come up, and given how difficult Noya's utility has been, particularly on B, I would think that's what the play is around. But again, we've seen a couple of Thrifties in this series already, so what's to say that Donut can't take the round over?
Yeah, if Donut's able to get a couple kills with those knives, that might be the cue to invest a Hunter's Fury, or if you get the lockdown or anything of the sort. And I think right now we're seeing from Shopify a foreshadowing of what's to come. This is a setup that could potentially be a dash later in the rounds. This round, it's an Odin spam play in tiles. But now that you've already set something up like this, you might be able to transition the op on a Noya, who is an anchor, usually a solo, and allow a dash for Fluorescent to get a little bit more aggressive.
They're just so far apart from each other here. Fluorescent hasn't moved at all. Still posted up in A heaven.
Yeah, she's just going to be tucked behind this wall and peek on a timing or hold. Cover going out. Not trying to give any picks towards the side of FlyQuest.
I really like the smoke that Thea just dropped right outside of A main. It's tipped outside into the site. So where if they were to try to hit through that, they have so many different ways that they can peek heaven while isolating gunfights there, not having to deal with door or vice versa. It's very nicely set up. Donut not able to punish. Oh, they're investing into this. They've invested the Hunter's Fury.
Yeah, but no kill on the other end of that. So 2 ults now being used. And, I mean, you don't really have much space at all besides that little spotting guarded. Starbound running into the blender.
I mean, it's just that easy. All that utility was way too much. And then you've got Mel waiting on the other side. FlyQuest had an interesting approach into this round. I think that, well, that will help. But with
So
13 seconds
awkward.
left, the spike should go down A, actually.
left.
But, oh, no.
Oh my
Saunders gets
gosh!
a second, and the flash over the top. It's inevitable.
Enemy
Jumping around, staying alive, but dying anyway. 3 for Saunders. This round is an absolute mess.
That may be the most vicious timing I have ever seen in the game of Valorant.
That's ridiculous.
The follow-up flash as well, and the follow-up kill
my
on Mel.
gosh. Right.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
What?
Okay.
Nah.
Yeah, we're gonna take a look at that one more time, dude. That has to be the most frustrating thing. I mean, Sarah literally had. I mean, her crosser wasn't even all the way away from the smoke when Sonder pushed that.
They were almost barrel to barrel at one point. I mean, I thought for a second Sonder was going to take a step into that smoke, but the control, the self-discipline to not do that. Oh my gosh. That being said, the economy is still thriving for Shopify.
Oh, hang on here. There are 2 ops on the board.
Yeah.
And Donut's already pushed up so far.
Oh, not
Waiting on the
again.
side. Oh, the flash was really nice out from Alexis. You know, oftentimes you see the flash coming from trees so that you can swing out of it. And I thought that with that being missing, there'd be some punishment found, but very nicely done by Alexis.
And in response, a free B site and all this space gain. Mel, these timings in this game have been obnoxious.
Crosshair's too low. It's too low. The snap
Damage
settles.
done.
Deals a little bit of damage. But again, it's a victory that's found at a very costly price.
I think Starbound had an opportunity to get out there as soon as that paranoia connected, but just sticking around for a little too long, getting a little too greedy. And now a KO ult invested.
In a 2v5 now.
I was going to say, there's no way Sonder does it again. It was a trade through the smoke from Alexis. That should be all she wrote. Yeah, I mean, they almost brought it back. I thought for a second in the beginning of that round for Dodonut, I thought there was going to be a timing had there, but that flash that you spoke about from Alexis, that was too cold, too clean. That mid-trap, that mid-fight. Really nicely done from the side of Shopify. And then the cleanup at the end. They're not letting any weird things happen once more. Another attack operator for the side of Dodonut. Didn't get much value in the last round, but it was close. Had that KO flash not come out. Probably gets one.
It might have been a collat.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, collat is ideal for sure. A fast A main default from the side of FlyQuest. The response is a drone through B main. Dagger to delay the actual hit. A lot of members suppressed, but it will be a free A site gain for the side of FlyQuest. We've seen how deadly they can be when they get the bomb planted.
Yeah, but they have so many ults on the other side for this counter, for this retake. They've got Noya's ult. They have Alexis's ult too. I like this early from Starbound though.
Yeah, you have to.
Well, I mean, I thought Noya was going to hold on to it for just a second to be able to fill in on the space behind it and let the clock burn down, but they both invest it. Shopify with 2 kills. FlyQuest again forced to take a step back. They've managed to clear one of them out. Now Donut and Starbound, the only 2 that are left up. Top in the hands of Starbound, and the op is the last thing that's alive. But 3 still left to be found. A bullet between Floor's eyes, but Mel's going to stick the defuse. There's no challenge there.
A nice retake from Shopify, going ult for ult, but they had the advantage the whole time, just like you spoke about. That KO ult coming through, not allowing any utility being used from the side of FlyQuest, and then the flood out of heaven. Yeah, their lockdown gets broken, but now you have all the info that there's players in Garden. The 2 spams, Noya with the double back, cleaning up the kill in Garden. Really nice, and yeah, Starbound almost brought that one back. This no-scope is ridiculous, yeah. That's the collat that could have happened in the previous round, by the way.
Yeah, what should have been, what could have been.
Yeah. Where'd all the fans go? What happened there?
Yeah, they're up 3 rounds. What's going on?
What?
Huh.
An awkward exchange that shouldn't have gone the way of
No, bro.
Starbound for sure.
9 times out of 10, that doesn't happen that way.
A tag, everything, and it's a wall bang to decide the difference.
Oh, Sarah not able to really punish thought she was going to have a field day with that. Lace with a really nice job adding suppressive fire on the counter. Sarah's got to be careful here. Continues to get tagged, continues to get peppered. Cloudburst is nice. Yeah, you have way too many targets to deal with there. You've got Dodonut soaring over the top, and then you got the swing in from lane. What do you do?
That was really nicely timed. That was really good instincts and a good reaction from Dodonut. And now it's a 3v1 for the IGL. Mel slowly creeping up forward. He's going to decide to go lane, but this alarm bot will be a giveaway.
Dre, they're all very weak.
Yeah,
One problem is Mel only has 6 bullets, and there's paranoia about what could be main. So now the you're not going for this, are you?
Yeah, it's got to be a save. Maybe trying to get an exit on the way out. But the economy is so good for the side of Shopify that you might as well go for these kills, because on the flip side, I mean, there's not a lot of good guns to be had. This side of FlyQuest, Mel gets one, can't convert on the second, but a lot of damage done. Will be 4 rounds for the attacking side, nevertheless. And that's pretty good. I mean, a lot of teams, I feel like they strive for that 4-round mark, and anything after that is just icing on the cake. That is that attack half of Ascent.
Yeah, 1000%. And so FlyQuest have kind of hit the forecast at this point. As you mentioned, anything else is just pretty. And they have a real shot at making it 6-6, but Shopify well equipped to keep that down. Floor still with the op in hand.
And this drone, the last 2-3 rounds, has been followed up by an attack operator. So that's why you see Starbound just kind of tucking right here, holding for that swing. And on the opposite side, Shopify, they want to funnel in these FlyQuest players into the Oppa floor. And looks like first contact's going to be made right here.
Yeah, Theo's looking over the top, but what a shot from Floor.
That's ridiculous, Doug.
The reaction is just insane. And FlyQuest will have to react on their own. Now they're going to have to turn their attention towards B. The problem is Shopify, again, a step ahead of it. Not just with personnel, but look at all this utility they're going to have to navigate as well.
Dash in the market, though, gets punished by Noya, sitting in logs. Funneled out now, right in the open. Can't convert any more kills.
No, Starbound able to pluck Noya away. Numbers the way of the defense, though. The Spike still, despite its best attempts, has not been able to make its way out of main.
30 seconds left.
And now Mel adds a little insult to injury, a smoke that they're going to have to wait out or navigate. I mean, Sonder has out flash, but look how safely they're playing this. Even if the spam doesn't connect, Alexis was playing anti, Floor was playing anti from spawn as well. It's pretty.
Last round in the half.
It's just a swing off of one another. Good team chem in this moment, and that was that disgusting flick from Floor. Nice setup here. Not allowing any trades to go the way of FlyQuest. Shopify, an answer back off of a round that, I mean, it was kind of a disastrous. You know, that last round where Floor got picked off early in a fight that should have definitely gone her way.
Yep.
Cover going out.
Fast A approach from FlyQuest as Mel on the back end. And it will be a free A site. What can Mel do here on this spam?
There you go. That's plenty. Dropping Sonder off the top of the door.
Oh,
Noya controlling the middle of the map. Starbound never had a shot.
yeah, piece by piece, just falling down one by one. Now you have a 5v3 retake with knives engaged. Omen Flash is still online and available. This is going to be so hard for FlyQuest to win this round back.
There's a paranoia that you mentioned.
No way.
2 kills found. Hang on. There's still plenty more that they're going to have to do. Floor as an op and Blades. You hear the Omen ult? Thea has repositioned. Thea will fall. And now, all of those other dominoes that you were mentioning slow down. Sarah's gotten it to half. 4 bullets left. 10 HP, though.
Hunter's Fury.
Do you ult? There's such little time.
No
Lace
way.
just called the bluff. She called the bluff the whole way. That's going to be close, Dre, but there should be enough time. Less than 2 seconds left. Shopify will get to 8. Lace played that so cold, but it didn't matter.
What a way to close out the round for Sarah, though. You're right. Lace played that to almost near perfection. And I didn't think it was going to be possible to bring this one back, but those conversion kills on Catwalk. Oh my gosh, the poise on that last shot. Unreal. And then Sarah to tap the bomb and get off that many times. So insane.
So tough. Yeah, it's so tough too, man. Lace had ult and you go, well, you know, I imagine a lot of people are thinking, you know, you can ult, but you're going to get swung there. Right? You don't, it's just such a tough situation for Lace to be in, and ultimately it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't. So
yeah,
massive props to Shopify for winning that out. They get to 8. Now they're gonna have to figure out the attack side, as cumbersome as that can be.
Start from Lace. Oh, gets a little bit of tags. Start will get info. There are some players in that A main.
Oh, Thea's gonna do it. Only 1 kill found. An opportunistic swing. That's all it was. Now Donut filling it over the top. The flash was nice, but it might not matter. Those guns on the side of Shopify are just too much. The thing is, Sandra has a shot at this. Both remaining members of Shopify are weak. 67 HP on one, 36 on the other.
Spike planted.
And a head has been spotted. Now the spike planted. What a beautiful swing. Sarah's like trying to play whack-a-mole, and then Floor just swings from back behind Jenny. The timing was perfect.
Yeah, the jumping classic in that little area in front of Dice. It's just so powerful on the pistol round, especially against those ghosts. And Thea did a good job of actually converting that kill there. Had she not gotten that kill, this would have been probably a complete stomp. And with no comeback for FlyQuest, but making something out of nothing was the beginning of that round. FlyQuest, SR closing it out, and now we're headed into an anti-eco round. Really heavy investment. 2 Bulldogs, Guardian, Spectre, and a Sheriff. We've seen a lot of teams do this where they like to put the Sheriff on their Sentinel player. They like to have them probe up into sites, find out if there's a stack there and whatnot, while you have the main pack just using utility usually in these chokes.
And if you die there, it's not really not costly. Whew. Shopify again, exhaling. Pressure relieved, as you know you've got Floor.
Yeah, for real. That was really dicey for a second. This Molly will delay whatever was left of that flood of Starbound.
Lace has to figure this out with the Sheriff in a 1v3. So Shopify will get to 10, barring a miracle. And the miracle is put away right on cue. Floor gets 4. Shopify will get to 10. And so now really, Dre, the question becomes, have Shopify built enough of a lead, not just in the first half, which certainly helped, but these 2 opening rounds in the second half, to where there should be, yeah, that was 30, to where they should be able to avoid any comeback from FlyQuest.
Yeah, it definitely feels like they have full control of this game so far, and FlyQuest just don't have an answer on this defensive side as of yet. That being said, this is the first gun round for them, and they have to win this round. This is a must-win round right now for FlyQuest. If not, SR are going to be on match point.
You hear the blades online for Floor. A little bit of presence from the defensive sides, A. Knife only tagging 2, though. So Thea, barring a swing, will go undetected. His full attention is in the way of Noya. All targets spotted, but only 1 found. Meanwhile, Shopify will fill in on this space. Aggressive from Fluorescent, and of course, another kill found. As she continues to hunt, continues to find success. Every single member crumbles at the hands of Floor. How does Thea stay alive in this? How does Thea get away? With 8 bullets, finally a response. What, a 1v4? I mean, Thea's been good, but this would be ridiculous.
That door being broken as well. That's the key indicator that Thea is going to be retaking from this catwalk area, this door area. The dagger lands as well. There's just nothing that Thea can do in this moment. Too many angles to clear. And Mel cleans up the round. Floor so explosive. Those jet knives looking so amazing. The dash onto Jen, the basic rollout, but the jump into heaven, taking out Lace, who was the most warmed up I've ever seen a player be going into a map. I'm just absolutely silenced.
Yeah, the aggressive push up here. It wasn't as stylish, but it gave me flashbacks of that ridiculous clip the Floor hit where she like dashed dashes backwards back into heaven to take that fight. That I mean, I got instant flashbacks of that. And again, wasn't nearly as stylish, but equally as damning. I mean, FlyQuest are going to call a timeout here, but Dre, this map feels well out of reach.
And yeah, the key difference here for the side of Shopify is that they're all online now. They're all warmed up. I mean, you look at that scoreboard. It's not just the floor show. It's not just who was it? Sarah as well. It was It was the Sarah and floor show on the last map for the side of Shopify. Now it's everybody online. The IGL, Mel is there. Noya's popping off. Alexis is popping off. Everyone is so close together. And from the side of FlyQuest, it's the same thing for them as well. The only difference here is that Lace isn't having that star performance that we saw from the last map.
It's tough to really extrapolate much, again, given the map, but I do wonder, this is very early, but I wonder if there are symptoms of there needing to be a ridiculous pop-off performance from one of the players on the side of FlyQuest if they're going to be competitive in this, because I think the question was, will there be somebody on the side of FlyQuest that's going to be able to match the firepower that Floor will inevitably put up? Yeah. That doesn't seem like that's the case this snap.
And also, I mean, Shopify aren't just relying on Floor either, right? Like they're doing good setups. Everyone's involved. The fundamentals are the other way. So yeah, last map FlyQuest, Lace had such a strong performance individually, but they were doing a lot of things right as a team. Whereas in this map so far, they've kind of lost that plot a little bit.
Yeah, it feels like it is not nearly the same we saw previously. Donut just dashed into the box, had nowhere to go, and Floor was just sitting there waiting as the smoke dissipates. The prey is afoot, and it's just going to get pounced on just like that. As the spike ticks away, FlyQuest have 2 members left. And Saunders just so weak. I don't know how you can really find any success there, and that's essentially it. Shopify will get to map point, and this has been such a stomp. It's been ridiculous, Trey.
Yeah, the defensive side at first from Shopify, it was good, but it definitely felt like it was a competitive game. But they've just ran away with this.
Yeah,
I mean, winning the pistol, winning the bonus, putting yourself on match point this early on, this fast. This is the nature of a map like Ascent, where when you start off on the defensive side, you're able to accumulate a large lead. And then if you're able to cheese the pistol round and the bonus round, you have a very strong case of closing out the map. That's what we're seeing right here. It's just the way that this map is played out.
We'll see if FlyQuest can muster any sort of fight in what very well may be the closing round of map 2. They have Donut with the op, a couple of ults. And Shopify haven't shown a ton here. A drone over the top. Try to clear out any bit of mid that's possible.
Alarm bot not broken, though.
No, yeah. And they're going to have to face it. And fortunately for them, FlyQuest are really not in a position to punish.
I think they're aware that the alarm bot is here.
They should be.
There we go. And that's the cue to just do your mid to B split with that KO. Alexis leading the charge.
No nanos, no turrets, nothing really in play here. It's just a desperate attempt to hold on and stay alive as long as you can. Surely they don't push to spawn here, right? They're considering it. They're thinking about it. Flash, there's the swing. Saunders down. Do they expect Donut there? Sarah's going to get another. Now they're hunting down the op. Now they're hunting down the duelist, and it was a bit delayed. It was a bit labored, but the kills will come through nonetheless. They've kept the spike a little bit out of reach, but Shopify are happy to slow this thing down and play it out the way they want. With 15 seconds left, they have numbers advantage, but they must be cautious now.
They don't have time.
Thea's there. They can win this round out.
Yeah.
This is going to be rushed. Having to commit to the spike, and it will fall. The kills come through as Thea gets 4. FlyQuest will live to fight at least one more round.
Shopify did a really good job of freezing in that moment, waiting for those KO flashes to come abroad, and actually just pushing CT together. This is something that you see teams try to do, but it just never ends up really working out for them. But the beginning of it worked out so well, but Thea, the reaction to go down mid and pop the bomb carrier of Mel, that just slowed the round down too much for Shopify. And they were so scared of the presence of Thea, who just snuck back into that A site, hiding under hell, killing the bomb planner. The clock just ran down way too low for the side of Shopify. Oh my gosh.
There's a long way to go, but FlyQuest are putting together a couple of nice things these last couple of rounds.
We've seen crazier comebacks in recent times on this map, on this defensive side. Who knows what can happen? Momentum is a hell of a thing in a game like Valorant.
And the problem is, for there to really be the possibility of a comeback for FlyQuest, if they're going to continue to win these rounds, they can't be close. Right? You've got to be able to amass some sort of a financial padding, because otherwise you're going to be scraping the bottom of the barrel every single round and forcing as much as you can. And I get it. It's the last round. Like, it's do or die. You have no choice, but he is going to get away. Oh, Floor. Just when I thought there was going to be safe passage. Of course it's Floor denying that. Shopify again on the freeze. An attempt to get out A. Now they have to wait out some of this utility with 30 seconds left. There's really no time to flip the map, so FlyQuest can dig their heels in. They can try to force Shopify back. They can try to keep him at bay. The TP out with the flash. It's very nice timing. Keep an eye on Mel. The problem is every other member of Shopify crumbled around her. FlyQuest get to 6.
Yeah, FlyQuest had full info that all 3 remaining members of Shopify were in that A main. That allowed for the full rotation to come through. And yeah, I believe it was Dodonut gets flashed by that right click there from Alexis, but it doesn't matter. The supporting utility there. That entry from Lace with the Odin spam. It's exactly what you want going into a round like this. KO flash even to go through. Yeah.
So that's now nice. 2 rounds in a row for FlyQuest. They've managed to put some money together. No ults really online. Meanwhile, for Shopify, broken by 3 rifles and then 2 sheriffs.
Whoa.
They denied it. Doesn't matter. Floor's dead anyway.
What a punish and what tracking from Dodonut.
Very nicely done. And you can tell what the plan was there for FlyQuest. They wanted to get the blades online for Floor, and that becomes a way stronger round.
Insane. Now the rewalk on Cat as well. Proactivity. I love this from FlyQuest. Taking the fight straight to SR. I mean, they're scared. Now you have to just take timing fights down mid. And FlyQuest right now, they just need to play the fundamentally sound game. They just need to jiggle every single angle. Don't leave gaps, or if they do leave gaps, be aware of them. And just play for a retake on one of the sites.
And Dre, how often have you and I talked about how it feels like Ascent is where either you have the fundamentals or you don't. And if you don't have the fundamentals, Ascent will expose you. Yeah. You expect Shopify to have the fundamentals. I mean, just Shopify Rebellion we're talking about. But, I mean, if there is anything sloppy, there will be room for punish. I think these next couple of rounds, the way the rest of this map plays out, will go down to that.
Definitely. It's definitely the name of the game is mistakes for sure. Whoever makes the most mistakes in a moment like this in a grand final, I mean, usually everybody's dialed in. Everybody's going to work on their stuff. It's the errors that are being made. And that's the first one.
Minor error, minor mistake at that. Well, this could be a really silly way for this map to end if they manage to win this out. They've gotten the spike down. It's a 3v3. No falls. Those are the blades. Starbound. This is how this might end? Alexis and Sarah are both alive, but they're both so weak. Lace was a hero on Lotus. And now we'll have to ascend on the second map. If she wants to give them a chance, if she wants to stay alive, where do the bullets go? I thought the walls were paper thin. And now a flash in her face, time ticking away, a shock in hand, invested, out of charges, but just off the mark.
Time is too low.
It's way too low. You've got to go now. I can't believe they bought enough time to do it like this. For this to be how the map ends is absolutely ridiculous. The kills will go the way of FlyQuest, but the map, the way of Shopify. My brother, what do you say to that? Good luck.
I'm telling you, when you play at this high of a level, any little mistake you make, that micro, right? Sonder being caught backing up, backpedaling into the site there, not being dialed in on the only angle that needed to be covered. That one kill allowed for that bomb to go down and kind of put the players on site in such a bad spot. I mean, when you're at this level where it comes down to a micro mistake being the difference maker, you cannot afford to make those.
It wasn't even just a micro mistake. It was a micro mistake with like a microsecond left on the clock to get the spike down.
Exactly.
Absolutely ridiculous finish to a set. Map 3 on the other side of this break. Don't go anywhere. We're tied at 1 apiece.
Red Bull gives you wings.